treat to start the night off with. A guy that actually supported my promotions from the start, you know, for a long time, Daniel Geale. An absolute champion of a guy. We're just going to do a little bit with him, just so a lot of people will learn what Daniel's about. So, I'm a really good mate, Smitty's going to actually do the interview, so I wish him well.
We'll get him. Hey, where do you...
Yeah, thanks for that, Simo. Just to start off with, guys, it's probably a really good opportunity for people to get a little bit more insight into the Australia's hidden talent here, Daniel Geale. Obviously, Daniel, will appreciate your time to come up here and have a chat with the guys and see if we can find out a little bit more about you and some of your thoughts on boxing and just life in general. Obviously, I'd like to find out a little bit more about where you started out. You know, obviously you're involved in an amateur night like tonight. Tell us how you started boxing and what age and why.
Alright, there is a little bit of a story involved in the way I started. I have told a few people in interviews and things like that, but you know, I started when I was about 9 years old. Most people remember the Karate Kid movies came out, and I see the Karate Kid movies and I thought that was pretty cool. I wanted to give that a go. And my dad, I asked my dad if he would take me to one of the lessons. He took me along, and I didn't like it at all. It wasn't for me. I didn't enjoy it one little bit, and it was just a suggestion from my dad. He said, there's a local PC license that's going to go, we're going to have to try it out. And pretty much the first training session, I liked it. I thought, this is for me. And yeah, it worked out pretty good.
So your father actually said, Daniel, son, this is less for you. In boxing circles, did you aspire to be like, was there heroes or any particular fighter that you modeled yourself on growing up?
To be honest, I've been asked that question a few times. I can't ever say there is one particular person I like the most. I model myself on the most. I took bits and pieces from many different fighters. Growing up, I love watching boxing. And if I see something that I like, if I see something that I thought would work, I'll try it. I'll go back to the gym and I'll work hard at it, and I'll try and I'll give it a go. I'll give it a try. I'll get in the ring and spar and try it, and if it didn't work and I got hit, then I learned I want to do that again. But there were so many different fighters over the years that I did admire for what they did in the ring. Guys like Jeff Van, I watched a lot of Mike Tyson. To be honest, when you get in the boxing ring, you don't want to do something that the other person's going to be able to work out too quickly. So for me, I try to make it hard for the other guy to be able to work me out, and that's it work.
Okay, going back up, I'll just touch on 2000 Sydney Olympic team you were part of, and also you won gold in 2002 in the Commonwealth Games. I just was interested in what sort of stepping stone it is for young boxers in the amateur ranks to come through that particular process.
I think it's very important. It is tough, definitely very tough breaking into the national team. I guess coming from Tassie, and we got some good Tassie fighters here tonight. There wasn't as many fighters in Tassie, so we were traveling constantly, and I was excited, going to the national titles and even in state fighting pretty often. But things went pretty well, and I did make those national teams, and I learned so much. I guess once you make those teams, you sort of realise where the level is and where you have to bring yourself to. And luckily enough, I got myself to a certain level and got a couple of wins.
Okay. I mean, nights like tonight are about promoting young people to get involved in boxing. I mean, guys like Scott here who put these nights on, yourself who's involved down at the Grange there. A lot of people in this room are football orientated as well, and what can you say to parents to get their kids involved in boxing? Because some people are reluctant in that area.
Definitely. I mean, my parents to start with were a little bit reluctant in me starting boxing, but I guess when they took me to the gym and they realised that most gyms are exactly the same. They're well looked after. they watch out for the kids as much as possible. My parents realised pretty early that our best interest was at heart, and I guess for them to be able to see the growth in me, I was a pretty shy kid, I still am, but I definitely gained a lot of confidence in myself, and I guess that the other part as well, you weren't as worried about getting bullied, you could handle yourself, definitely carrying that confidence.
I think it's very much character building, and some kids, that's what they're looking for in life, and if you can help a certain person turn their life around, it's a great thing to do. Moving on to your pro career, 2004 you turned pro. What prompted you to do it? Was it a hard decision to turn pro, or was it just the next level of your life that you're going into?
I think it was a tricky stage in my career. I went away for the Olympic selections in 2004, and unfortunately I didn't get a decision at the Ocean Games. That sort of led me to think about my career, what I wanted to do, and I had a job at the time, and I was earning pretty good money, and my wife was pregnant at the time as well, so I think things were becoming a lot trickier. Jeff Fanning also gave me a call and said, this might be the time, you want to turn pro, come up to Sydney. So I had a few options on the board, whether I wanted to continue boxing, whether I wanted to go pro, do anything, and I guess for me, I had to make a big decision, and I knew with my child on the way that I really needed to do something, so I decided to pack the bags and move into Sydney, and it all went up.
I'll put you a little bit higher up, mate. You hold the world middleweight title. I'll just quickly go through a couple of names that held the same belt: Martin Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard, Roberto Duran, Thomas Hearns, Roy Jones Jr. and Bernard Hopkins, and now Daniel Geale from Tasmania, Australia. I think the crowd answered that one for you. First Australian-born fighter unified 2 world titles, and he did it on foreign soil. No other Aussie in history has ever done that. Maybe you'll hold that for a few years, maybe for someone comes and takes it along.
Yeah, we got some good fighters coming through, so hopefully we got some of these young guys we can bring through and do some good stuff as well.
Yeah, I'm interested. Sebastian Silvestre was where you won the first IBF title in Germany. Then you took on Felix Stern again, WBA title holder in Germany. And he had 15 title or 13 title defences Stern before he was beaten in a 6-year period. So just the atmosphere in Germany, and was there any support for you over there, and how did the crowd respond to you against the local fighters?
Well, firstly, when the option came up to go to Germany, when I got into the #1 position, we got the option to go to Germany and fight Sylvester. A lot of people said you're crazy. Don't even go there. You go over there, you risk your #1 spot, you fight the champion, you're going to come back with it. We knew from the start that was going to happen. We were very confident. We knew it was going to be very difficult also. Not many people would go to Germany and win, but we had a plan and we knew we could do it.
So it's unbelievable effort to go over there and do that. Okay, we'll go now to the Mundine fight. I mean, it's of interest for everyone in Australia at the moment. The general public will ask the question, you've probably been asked this before me, but why give Mundine the opportunity to take your title?
Yeah, well, it is a good question. I guess if I had another 5 or 10 Australian fighters that we had a choice of fighting, you'd pick anybody else hands down. But unfortunately in Australia, we're in that position where he is a name in Australia, and most people want to see him get punched. So I'm happy to accommodate. I will.
You've lost, the only loss that you had was to Mundine. What did you learn from that fight? That 3 years ago, I mean, you've obviously done a fair bit since then and fought some tremendous opponents. Mundine seems to have gone backwards and had a run at Blacktown, RSL and Campbelltown or something, mate. But, so what do you think you'll find different this time?
He knows it as well as I do. In that first fight, it fair bit younger. I was definitely very hungry, but I was also a little bit reckless and careless in the way that I boxed. I was a little bit dangerous in what I'd done, but definitely now, I've improved, I've calmed down, I've relaxed a lot more. I'm definitely hitting a lot harder. If people watch the last fight against Stern, when he felt my power, he didn't want anything like that. He changed his tactics completely, and when Monday feels my power, it's going to be the same deal. Yeah, that's great.
People talk, from my opinion, this is the biggest fight in Australia since the Grand Mundine, which was an event in itself. Do you feel the pressure of the public wanting you to silence Mundine once and for all, and possibly could finish his career? Is there a lot of pressure on you to do that?
I don't take it that way. I don't feel any pressure at all. I feel support. That's all I feel. So many countless people coming up to me, and many ladies coming up to me, and not only asking me to knock him out, but using a lot of swear words as well.
That could be because he looks down. Other reasons.
It is really hard. I definitely feel the support. No question for me. I've been in the ring a lot of times now, and I know how to handle that. And when January 30 comes around, I'll just go in the ring and do my job.
Look, it's been great, Daniel, having a talk to you. I just want to say to the guys in the crowd, like, if ever there's a role model for boxing in Australia, as an Australian, we all look for these little Aussie battlers and people that do the right thing. They don't get up in pedestals, they don't stand up top of the roof and yell out how good they are, they just get the job done. This guy here is so, his humility and his respectfulness, and he puts things back into the community with his boxing with the young guys. I mean, I can't see a better role model, so for the corporate sort of guys out there, anyone looking for someone like Daniel to be on their team, you just can't have a loss on him there. So then, good luck with the big fight with Anthony Mundine. January 30th at the Sydney Entertainment Centre, guys, and if you can get along there and support this guy who, he doesn't do enough self-promotion. But hey, he's a genuine guy, you've probably got to know him a little bit better tonight, and he's a fantastic guy, so let's support him. Thank you, Daniel, for the interview.